Welcome in, everybody. We are officially ready for season 1 of the Wright Time Sim Racing Truck Series. We are slowly but surely getting ready. They are now in qualifying. Hopefully we have no network issues tonight. iRacing has not been kind to us this week. Including the drivers on track as well, so... And trading paints isn't working either. We're going to try to get that set up. These guys are officially in qualifying right now. We've got to clean up that title a little bit so it fits. There we go. That is a lot better now. Still waiting on a lot of people to come in, slowly but surely. If you're just joining us, welcome in. You haven't missed much. Guys are in lone qualifying time right now, then we will go to the grid. Should be a fun night tonight, to be honest, for these guys. Season 1. First race of the season, of course, at Daytona. Really can't get any better. We will have a race analysis in just a few moments. Qualifying session officially done. Stage being set. You see it getting dark out there.
So the first title was a Rock Time title. Yeah, right. And that, so how long did that take? A couple of years. And it was developed by me, one other guy. So it's a small team. So you did everything. Not everything, but I did most of it. It was all in assembly language and the track database. So all the grandstand track and everything, written down in assembly.
Apologize about the silence, guys. A lot of stuff on the back end isn't launching correctly. So we are trying to get everything set up as possible, fast as possible, before we have to go green here tonight. So we have no problems during the rest of the live stream. Everything looks to be good now. Paints are loaded in. Graphics are up. We are good. Now, looking at your grid, showing on the screen now, we have Jesse Singleton in first place. Corey Moore qualifying in second. Steven Jack in third. Damon Dean in fourth. Corey Rainey sitting in fifth place. Jarrett Smith on the outside in sixth. Tyler Gentry in seventh. Mark Morton qualifying in eighth. Laird Landers in ninth. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Thaddeus Friel Jr. Josh Ryder takes the 11th position tonight from qualifying. The outside of Ryder is going to be Aaron Wright. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in 13th with Matthew Francis on the outside of him. DJ Norris qualifying in 15th with Warren Appelt in 16th. The People's Champ Mickey Stewart makes his debut here in the Truck Series tonight. Had fun with him in the booth last night, but now we get to watch him race. He's going to start in 17th. Brianna Laurent on his outside. James Mandarood in 19th position with Chad Bass on the outside in 20th. Dylan Barris in 21st. Garrett Crawford in 22nd, Nolf in 23rd, Curran in 24th. Race control for the ARCA Series, the man himself, Mike Nitty Jr. is qualified in 25th position. Taylor Miner outside of him in 26th. Stephen Hayes in 28th with Lyle Mitchell and James Felix 28th and 29th. Matt Banky in the 30th position. Then Mark Kincaid in 21st. David Callahan in 32nd. John Marino in 33rd. Nathan McGee 34th. Few more drivers left. Jeffrey Bourne in 35th. Not going to be on the track tonight, I believe. Blake Sherrow in 36th. He is on the track, if I'm not mistaken. Then, of course, Max Wiesner in 37th position. Big grid tonight. The biggest question is how many of those cars are going to be able to make it around the track. Of course, Restart Zone still sponsored by Veterans United. Both series all year long. Pace truck off. Now the first official green lap going to be out this time by Jesse Singleton. Takes us to the green. And of course, this race is the Veterans and Affiliated Network 225 here at Daytona. 90 laps of racing. Corey Moore now finds himself in the lead. Pretty early on, shall I say. You're going to see a lot of single file racing. Right now, they are still 2x2 for a decent amount of time. You're slowly starting to see a little bit of a breakup in that rear pack. A lot of people trying to drive to the back, get in that draft run and keep it rolling right now. Of course, stages for this race. Stage 1 is 25 laps, with stage 2 being 50. I think the math is off on that. No, they did it right. Excuse me. What am I talking about? Now, of course, a lot of moves so far. Singleton now falling all the way back into 8th place. Was your leader to start this race qualified in 1st place, trying to save most of that draft, most likely. Now, Jared Smith in the 18, touching the lead position. Mark Morton in the 99 got a major win taken away from him as a part-time driver in the ARCA Series last night here at the same track, literally by thousandths of a second. Now he finds himself in the lead using that high line that gave him a really good run for the win last night. Hopefully trying to get it done again here tonight, get the first win of the season out of the way. We will just have to see if that's something he's going to be able to get done. A lot of racing left to go. So you don't want to worry too much about where you can finish now. There's still a lot of racing. Of course, looking at the analysis of this race here tonight. It's going to be 90 laps of length. Believe the staging's incorrect. Let me pop over real quick and get a update on that real fast. Wrecking the backfield now. Caution is out. All right, we have got confirmation Stage 1 is going to be 25 laps. Stage 2 is 25 laps. Stage 3 is 40. There was a little bit of a miscommunication, but that is all right. We have got it figured out. We are all good now. We saw that wreck come from the back of the pack. We're going to go ahead and watch that now. James Felix in the 44, one of the cars involved in that wreck. Stephen Hayes as well was involved in that caution. Oh, there we go. Now looking at it, Felix came up just a little bit too early. Cleared himself off the nose right into the wall. That was off of the 43. 43 shot down the track. Scott Curran, oh Lord. Got collected by the 54 of Kincaid. Shoved into the inside wall in pits. That is a bad situation for the first caution of the night here. Now Curran in pit road. Lot of drivers in pits right now. Aaron Wright in the lead of the field. He's currently in first place. For everybody tuning in here, we appreciate you jumping in on a Thursday night with us. One more day until payday for some and a beautiful weekend ahead. We are almost done with Daytona week, as I call it. It is a long-awaited week here for Asphalt Racing Network. American Stock Car Racing League debuted this Monday for their first season at Daytona as well. Then you also had the Wright Time ARCA Series debut yesterday. Now we are here for the trucks on their debut. Then, of course, tomorrow we will see the NARS Truck Series make their Season 1 start at Daytona as well, with the Cup Series also starting at Daytona. That will wrap up Daytona Speed Week this Saturday, so don't miss it, because we're going to have a lot of crazy action. You thought the racing was good so far. It's only going to get better. Man, this network situation with iRacing has got to do something. They've got to fix this situation. I'm getting good bars over here. We've got great connection. Just doesn't want to All right, that was the craziest technical error I've ever seen. My everything wanted to give out, and we had to restart about almost everything. So we're back, hopefully without any more interruptions. We apologize for that. Caution came out in the meantime as we were trying today to get everything set back up. So looking at that right now, huge wreck in the backfield. We're going to back that up just a little bit. A little bit of connection at that point in time. We were just reconnecting at that point in time of the wreck. Huge pile up on the inside wall. Going into pits. Jesse Singleton, your pole sitter of the night, was involved in that caution, along with a lot of other drivers. Right now they are pacing. We are sorry about the inconvenience there. If it is buffering or giving you any problems, try to take it out of 1080p. Put it in 720. Now, of course, at the time of the caution, Aaron Wright is your leader. And of course, you got Jared Smith in second, Matthew Francis in third, Damon Dean in fourth, Laird Landers in fifth, rounding out your top five. DJ Norris just sitting outside in sixth position. Let me get one more check here. Make sure everything is good on the back end. Believe we are all fine and dandy now. Everything seems to be good. Hopefully everything is good for you guys in chat. We're not getting anything in the chat, so we're going to take that as a we are good to go. And of course, choose cone is going to be this time by the line. Aaron Wright on the outside line, the 18 of Jared Smith choosing the inside. We will be back green this time in the Veterans United restart zone once they get there and that pace truck turns off the field. Second caution of the night. We were having technical difficulties at that time, so we will reiterate. There's 90 laps in this race tonight. Stage 1 is going to be 25 laps long. Stage 2, the same, 25 laps, with the final stage being 40 laps. So, of course, Stage 2 break will come out at lap 50. And that will be the last break these drivers get before they go to a 40-lap shootout for the end of the session. See who can get that first win on the year. Now the pace car off. Aaron Wright taking us back to green in the Veterans United restart zone. You are just tuning in. Welcome to the Wright Time Sim Racing League. This is the T. Elliot Truck Series inaugural run, Season 1, Race 1. Right now you are watching the leader, Aaron Wright, holding his position strong in the front of the pack. A lot of lead changes I'm expecting here tonight. It's going to be cycled pretty heavily. Right now you're seeing those leaders go to a single file line pretty early on. Not much runs you're going to want to waste out of draft. And that's the biggest key, staying in draft for the longest amount of time that you possibly can. Draft is definitely key here. Of course, 18 comfortable in his position, not wanting to make a run or make a move. As sitting in that draft does benefit him to an extent. Now you're looking at majority of the cars on the track from the ARN blimp cam. Leaders on screen, about all top 7. Last few on screen you're looking at is Mark Morton, Corey Rainey, now slowly starting to approach. Corey Rainey slowly starting to approach up to the top 10 positioning. On the inside of him is going to be that 82 at DJ Norris. We're following position at number 8 right now. So far, so good. 7 laps left to go in stage 1, lap 19 of 90. We've had 2 big cautions so far. Not much else to really say. Aaron Wright holding his position pretty strong on that low side. You're seeing the 19 of Damon Dean start to get that run on the outside lane. That's what we saw all last night. That outside lane had the best run. A lot of our leaders came from that outside lane, went down to get that position and hold that position off pretty well. Right now, we're not seeing much of what we saw last night in the ARCA cars, but they're slowly but surely starting to make that position. 19 lacking about 3.25 cars from the leader. He's making a little bit of it back there now, but it's not going to be enough to fight with the 78 of Aaron Wright up front, who is out strong with 6 more laps to go. DJ Norris and Max Wiesner now fighting for the 10th spot, the 87 and the 82. Just in front of them is the 35 and 55 of Matt Banky and Corey Moore, and just behind is Lyle Mitchell in the 3 and Chad Bass in the 38. And a beautiful number 3 good wrench there with a senior etch on the trunk or the truck bed cover. Aaron Wright now getting a little bit of competition from the Aflac 99. Can't go low and block the 18. He's going to have to go back up and get that lane. 18 is going to give him a run here now. We've seen that low line be dominant so far. Aaron trying to get a little bit of side drive to keep that pull going. It doesn't seem like it's going to help him much. And not in the corner, but exiting the corner. He does get a pretty good run there to try to keep his momentum going forward. Right now, he's giving it all he possibly can to keep himself up there, as he does currently have the lead. The biggest question is, how long will he have it for? And how long will it take for that 18 to get what he wants? 4 more laps to go here in stage 1. Wright still out front now. Mark Morton, Corey Rainey, 1 and 2. Rainey going to the low side, trying to get the position. Morton pushing right. Rainey trying to get that run. Just barely does with 3 to go. They are going to be side by side. It's going to be a little difficult here. Aaron takes that lead position back. Will he hold it for long? Starting to get the run on the outside. And if I was Aaron, I'd be diving down for a good block. See him kind of run a hybrid line. He's figuring out which line he needs to be behind. It also, sitting in clean air kind of takes away his competitor's opportunity to move, but that's not going to stop Morton as he got clear there. Now Morton's going to dive down to the low side. Try to give Aaron a run for his money on that high side. 2 more laps to go. Aaron Wright just holding on to the lead. We've seen the 4 car and the 99 try to take it away from him, to no avail so far. Who's going to be the next one to try it? 1 more lap to go here. Aaron just out front. You see it by a nose. They are really steady now going into the corners. Stage 1 about to be completed this time. We're going to keep this close, Cam. Aaron has the momentum and the run right now coming out of the corner. Will he be able to keep it going green? Aaron gets spun out, and Banky is, believe, just going to get beat out by Lyle Mitchell for the stage. What a horrible situation there. You just saw it. Banky got too much on that right rear. Didn't check up enough. Sent Aaron into the wall. Banky was going to be able to pass, but Lyle Mitchell sitting awaiting in the back. He is the 3 car here. He saw the wreck go down low. Everybody washed up high. 87 of Wiesner off the nose of Corey Rainey. And no, that is going to be Banky. It is 100% going to be Banky for stage 1. Stage 1 completed at this point in time. We'll be back in 2 minutes. E.
Got a great car, great team. Let's go execute.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day, be in victory lane.
The after jets are don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
What a victory this will be.
Next flag is going to hit.
Does he have enough? Let's go. A dominant performance. They're going to say no, baby. Let's go.
You gotta earn this thing.
It is all on the table. Daytona 500.
What a horrible way to finish a stage. An unfortunate situation there, but you saw it live. That was a risky move there. Costed a lot of people some incident points and a little bit of damage. We'll go ahead and go back one more time for you to see exactly what happened. This is going to the white flag for stage one. Matt Banky started it off of the 78 of Aaron Wright. Few cars washed down the track. Banky took stage one because of it. Now finds himself in the top three. Tough luck. Beautiful track here tonight. And we are not getting we're not getting good connection from our tower graphics. In the restart zone they go. Veterans United restart zone. The 64 Mike Nitti Jr. takes us back to green. Really good jump for him there. What a technical error night for us. And another wreck in the back. .32 of Josh Ryder involved that time. Yellow's out again. We're going to try to reload this while we go to our yellow flag there. Watch exactly what happened with Josh Ryder. Not too bad of a wreck. Feel like we've seen worse tonight, to be honest with you. So that wasn't as bad as I expected. Yeah, overlay reload is not going to work, so we are going to actually have to reload everything. Which is going to put us at a disadvantage because we're going to be off kiltered when it comes to the cautions. The amount of cautions we have had on the track. So give me 1 second while we try to get this all reloaded here. We can get you guys a good tower back up on your screens. One of the worst technical nights I've had in a long time. Most likely due to the iRacing update that we are all waiting for the season. Things happen, you got to keep rolling with it, and that's what we're going to keep doing now. Trying to get the tower set back up. Finally, took long enough to get the tower up. Now at the point in time of the caution, Damon Dean is going to be in the lead. Mark Morton is second. Jared Smith in third. One hell of a technical error night. Now to a single file line at a pits. To the restart zone we go. This is not the first caution of the night, more like the fourth to the fifth caution, so we're just going to have to ignore all of that as it is not accurate due to us having to reset everything. I can get a word and figure out what caution it is. All right. It's about the fifth caution of the night. We're going to have to keep up with that manually. I've got that road here in my notes. Pace car off in the Veterans Brewery. Veterans United Brewery restart zone we go on Damon Dean in the 19 car. Remember, 25 laps in stage 2. Stage 2 mirroring stage 1 on the lap count. '19 didn't have a good run on the restart there. 99 of Mark Morton going to get him on the outside. Now Matt Banky on the inside trying to give a fight back for the lead position. Stage 1 winner after the wreck. Mark Morton gets the lead back on the outside for the time. Banky most likely going to pass him on the straightaway coming up soon. Almost a full truck length back. Going through your field right now, Jared Smith sitting in the 5th place position. Behind him is Kevin Alf, Omar Rodriguez Jr., DJ Norris, and Steven Jack rounding out your top 10. Matthew Francis in 11th with Max Wiesner in 12th. Just behind them is Garrett Crawford in the 69. Then there's a little bit of a gap. You got the number 1 car of McGee slowly catching up to the back of the field right there. 55 of Corey Moore now meeting with that 1 car, Mike Nitti in the 64. Chad Bass and David Callahan side by side for 17th and 18th. Now looking back up to the front, Lyle Mitchell now has the lead. Single file run on the front of the pack. $19 to Dean, still on that high side, trying to make it work as good as he possibly can. 99 of Morton pushing him from behind. They are linked up bumper to bumper. You got to be careful about that. We saw that wreck happen at the end of stage 1 the same way. Everybody on the field doing a really good job right now, trying to keep it clean and green. We're going to hit it with a little bit of a crank it up session. Listen to these cars go by off our wall cams. Now looking about 9th place for Jared Smith. $18 Smith is just down 3 positions from where he started right now. Not too bad of a loss so far. Gonna have to do a lot to regain some of that distance that he lost from his gridded position, but it is not difficult to do. He's not too far off of it. Of course, Damon Dean in the lead. 19 finally got himself up there. Lyle Mitchell in second. Now you see Matt Banky and Mark Morton going side by side in the front of the pack. 10 more laps to go in stage 2. Looking at Damon right now, he has led 4 laps of this race. 9 more to go in stage 2. We're going to go through our top 5 first, see how many laps, if anybody in here has held a lot of laps. Mitchell's led 3 laps himself. Banky, I believe, only has, I would have said he had 1, but he has no laps recorded in the lead as of right now. Mark Morton only has 2 laps. Nolf, I believe, is not touched. Mandarood as well, just outside of the top 5. Jared Smith sitting in 7th. He has not touched the lead. Crawford either. Thaddeus Friel and, of course, David Callahan have not touched the lead either. So not many cars within the top 10 have actually had a lead position this early on in the race. Now Dean and Mitchell are going to be fighting for it here in just a few short laps. They're slowly gaining on each other. Dean still currently has it. Six more laps to go. Will the 19 of Dean hold it all the way down to the end, or will the 3 car of Mitchell take him over? See the high line starting to get a good run there. Highline has been pretty comfortable with a lot of the maneuvers they have made. Banky getting the lead. 5 more to go. He's in a good position to try to do it. And we are still having network connection issues. Banky now holding that low line comfortably and good. Dean having to make it back up on the high side. Three more laps to go. Banky's going to try to steal another one. You just got to know everybody behind him is plotting a move to take. Two laps to go. Morton and Banky back to the fight we've seen them do earlier in this stage. Who's actually going to take the win for stage 2? Morton has a good jump on the outside right now. 25 of Mandarud probably going to make a move here. That's going to be the question. Will he go low? They need to stay in the draft tandem. They'll get enough of the run. Banky going to take it back is what it seems like on this straightaway. Top line is really wiggling. They're all not running the same line. That's going to cost them on the draft. Morton still edged out over Banky at this point in time. The race would end right here. Banky would get that stage. A big wiggle from the 19 of Dean. Thought there was possibly about to be a wreck there between the 19 and the 3. Of course, Dean and Mitchell able to recover it, get back onto the track. 25 Amanda Rude using a little bit of side draft there, possibly thinking he's going to make a run. 19 almost just wrecked out, had to go low. Morton dove down to the low side, and got the stage off a good strategy. Stage 2. Now in the books. Mark Morton, your Stage 2 winner. And of course, we will be right back in just a few short minutes for the start of Stage 3.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races, such as the Daytona 24, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR schedule, such as the Daytona 500. We have events from disciplines all across the racing world, from the Indianapolis 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events utilize iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against every driver taking part. And as every race progresses, watch and feel the track change with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
We are back. The Veterans and Affiliated Networks 225 here at Daytona Superspeedway for the first ever Wright Time Elliot Truck Series race. Not a bad race so far, other than the network connection errors we have been dealing with all night. We finally got everything figured out as good as possible, and the racing has been pretty good here for you guys tonight. If you are just joining us, welcome. If this is your first time, hopefully we didn't make too bad of an impression with some of the errors we had earlier on. That is live broadcasting. It's never going to be perfect. You can always shoot perfect, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to fall a little bit short. But of course, we will make it up to you in any way possible while we still have live coverage going on. Mark Morton took stage 2. Matt Banky on the outside of Morton now as they did choose cone. Banky did take stage 1 after the wreck with Aaron Wright. Now, coming back to the Veterans United Craft Brewery Restart Zone. Matt Banky will be taking us to Green Flag Racing. Restart zone, here we come. Green flag out. It's already a drag race on the front end of the field. Banky and Morton trying to keep each other in arm's distance. Banky blocking there. Just knocked off the run the 24 had, going pretty good. Dropped himself low for the lead. And is the 24 of David Callahan. Callahan probably has a majority of paints on the field here tonight, as he does run Decals Paint Booth. If you need to paint, that is the man to get up with. Reasonably priced. And I promise you, you will not hate the quality. Now Callahan going to try his hand at the lead. Now passing Banky on the outside line. 19 of Dean going to go up there as well. Banky's going to fall back drastically. Now it's going to be Morton and Callahan, 1 and 2. They're getting a really good run on that high side out in front right now. Dean getting the lead on the low line, though. Not by too much. He's not out so far, just enough to make a difference. They're obviously going to be able to catch that line back up pretty quick and keep it going into the corner. That's something we kind of expected here. You're still seeing the run. They are side by side for the lead. Morton going over Dean now. Here they come past the line. Dean has the advantage. 33 more laps to go in the entirety of the race here tonight. Dean holding that low side, doing pretty good at it too. Trying to keep as much momentum that he can. This is a lottery track after all. The same person that leads majority of the race might not be the winner at the end. So, of course, you're going to do as much as you possibly can to lead as many laps. Staying away from the back of the pack. Sometimes that's where a majority of the wrecks come from. Not all the times. We've seen some wrecks up in the front. But, of course, that is a little bit of a situation you got to come in to after a while, is knowing when to push it and where to push it. That is the biggest question. A lot of these drivers have been sitting back for a majority of the race, not trying to over throttle their corners. Of course, the draft here being very influential, and it really can mess you up. So that is something you don't want to do, is be a little bit too dependent on your throttle. You can go at least 50 to 60% on throttle and be able to hold it for a long time. Right now, we're going to look at the inputs on the wheel. Don't think we're going to get pedal inputs. They're there, they're just not much. Looking at our leader right now, you're seeing his inputs on the wheel. Pretty consistent. A little bit of a kickback to the right there, out of the corner. Of course, right now, following that 99 at Morton is your leader right now on your screen. His fastest lap right now, 49.385 at 181 miles per hour, and that's not even the fastest time probably recorded on the track. Top speeds I am looking at are about 186 miles an hour. Sometimes you can hit 189s in the draft. Aaron Wright is one of those. Looking at his top speed, doesn't reflect it on his fastest lap, but his top speed right now is at the highest he has touched tonight is about 189 miles an hour, and it is all due to that draft. We are slowly winding down the first race here. It has went green for a decent amount of time after even all the wrecks we had early on. They're doing a pretty good job right now of not getting on to one another too early in the corners, and that's something you don't see much of. A lot of times guys are just wanting to push and push and push, but I think they're starting to realize that where they're at now, it could be a very gas-dependent race. You don't want to use too much of your fuel up early. Of course, the leaders are going to be at the biggest disadvantage overall, as they are going to have the least amount of the least amount of fuel in their tanks due to not having any draft in front of them. Morton and Dean both leading their lines. Morton has been in the lead for the entirety of this stage so far. So that very well could come back and bite him when it matters the most. Moore now front by a long shot right now, but that draft is going to make a difference pretty early and pretty quick. 24 more laps to go when they cross the line this time by. Excellent job from the front of the field. Looking at the top 10, Jared Smith still in the 10th position right now. Not too far behind the leaders. The pack is doing a great job at staying all together. Now, a lot of wiggling from that midfield there. Probably nothing to worry about. There's a lot of gaps between those cars, and that's probably within reason right now. These guys know tires are going to be becoming a situation, and the gas, so they're not wanting to run it a little bit too hard. And that's completely understandable. A little bit of a break up. I think they are catching the lapped traffic now. Looked like there was a car up there. It could be going crazy. Out of 3 and 4. Going to the line is going to be 23 more laps this time. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more action.
Teams, we got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Summer is here and you've got places to go.
She's headed to a golf tournament.
This one's headed to the beach.
And he's headed to a music festival.
And they know every good road trip starts right here.
At Hendrick Automotive Group.
We'll check your battery, tire pressure, top off your fluids.
Check your cooling system.
And do a multi-point inspection.
Extending the life of your vehicle.
And keeping you safe.
Anywhere you want to go.
For free.
Just make sure you're road ready. All good road trips start here.
Book your road ready appointment today at hendrickcars.com.
Last year, Ram killed the Hemi V8, and people had opinions. The same people that killed the Hemi sent me out here with these comments. That's not happening. We own it, we got it wrong, and we're fixing it. You hear that? That's our Hemi, and it's saying, I'm back.
Did he say what I think he said? That thing's got a Hemi!
Hell yeah, it does. You want more? Buckle up. Ram's coming back to NASCAR. Let's go. We're back in America's motorsport. The Hemi's back, and we ain't going anywhere.
Put some off. And of course, as we went to commercial, we had a huge caution in the mid pack of the field. At least 7 trucks involved in that one. One of the few big ones we've had here tonight. All the drivers have been down pit road. Now we go to choose cone. And of course, going to the Veterans United restart zone, this time by Veterans United Craft Breweries located in Jacksonville, Florida. They are and will continue to be our sponsor for the Restart Zone for the entirety of the season on both ARCA and the trucks. Now the pace truck is going to go off. And we are back green. $19 more laps to go. $51 of Jesse Singleton back in the lead. Garrett Crawford takes that from him pretty quickly. Now 38 of Chad Bass going to move himself up to second with that run from the low side. Garrett Crawford still holding the lead right now. A lot of wiggling behind. Everybody's still trying to dive in single file with 18 more laps to go. Everybody should be good on a gas run now. If they didn't pit, probably not the smartest move. So, of course, you would hope that they would be able to, or have been able to, get down in pits, not lose too much position, and still come out to possibly fight for a win now, as long as they're not a lap down. Now, low line, all single file for a long run there. 99 of Morton trying to make it work on the high side. Didn't have much of a run there. Some had to go back low. They're not burning good enough on that high side for him to use his preferred lane right now. He has went up, though. He is committed to that high side. Not many cars behind him. They're not caught up yet, so he's having to use side draft. Puts himself in just barely. Just in front of the 64 of Mike Nitti Jr. Now Morton finds himself in 6th place. Garrett Crawford still holding the lead. Banky in 3rd, trying to get that lead back. He already won stage 1. Trying to go for a stage 3 win. Now you're seeing a lot of single file running from that high side. They're slowly starting to put it together. Outside lane starting to get a good run. Will it be enough? Banky leading that high side right now. Crawford in the lead. Banky getting a good run to catch himself back up. Crawford still has the lead high side, losing a lot of momentum, having to catch it back once again. It's going to be the 35 of Banky on the outside. Looking pretty good for Crawford right now with 11 laps left to go. Of course, caution comes out before that white flag. It's going to be anybody's game, but right now looking as a... He's going to be able to have what it takes to possibly get that win, as he might have to throw some late blocks, might not even throw a block, might just see him stay in his position, wait for them to roll, and see if he'll be able to just fight him out for it at the end. Now looking, Crawford, Bass, Mitchell, all in the top three right now. Little bit of lap traffic in front. Crawford doing a pretty good job. They're about 4 wide in the back end, 9 more laps to go. Top 3 are really solidified at this point in time with 8 more laps to go. Not much you could really think about them being able to do differently to try to hold off this pack right now. You're seeing a lot of fighting in the background. I really don't think they're going to have anything to worry about. And of course, caution out in the back end. Don't know where the wreck was at. There it is. 68 of Landers. It was a little bit airborne. Well, that's definitely a little bit more than just a wee bit airborne. We're going to see exactly what happened here. It looks like they might have came up into each other. Huge jolt off the wall. Sends him all the way off 4 wheels over the nose of the 25 of Mandarud. The fact that he came out of that caution and is still able to drive is insane. Now, of course, at the time of the caution, Garrett Crawford was your leader. Not much. Really differently, I could say some of the guys on the track could have done to be where they're at right now. Of course, at lap 85, we still have a decent amount left to go here, as it is a decently sized track. So these laps gonna really mean a lot now that they are getting close to the end of the race. Of course, you don't want another caution to come out while they're still having to do a green-white checkered. The leader right now praying when they go back green, they're just going to be able to get to that final white flag lap, which of course is going to solidify it. If any caution comes out after that, nothing they can do. They'll have to run it out, race it back to the line for a win. Now choose cone that time by the line. They'll have to go around the track. This time they will be back green. The Veterans Brewery Craft Beers. Garrett Crawford has chose the outside line. Chad Bass going to be on the inside. Mike Nitti Jr. just behind. With Lyle Mitchell in fourth. Brianna Laurent rounding out your top five at this point in time. Going to be a 3-lap shootout here. When we get back to the Veterans United Craft Brewery. The restart zone. Pace car goes off. Green flag out in the air. 69 gets a really good jump. Mike Nitti getting the lead on the low side. 3 more laps to go. Will they be able to get this run off correctly? Mike has no help. Bumper locked on the inside. Chad Bass going to take it to the lead with Lyle Mitchell pushing. Now we still have 3 laps. If a caution happens again before that white flag, it's going to be another caution. Car up there in the wall. Slowly falling back to the back of the pack. No draft. Another 38 and the 3 going to be battling at the 99. Slowly making a run back up to the top with the 51 just behind. And as we cross the line, a white flag is out. White flag lap brought to you by Decals, Paint Shop, and Paint and Photo Shop. The white flag sponsor for the truck series here. No more cautions can decide the fate. It's strictly going to be the racing. 3 of Lyle Mitchell has a really good run right now. 51 got to the inside and just wrecked him out. Huge wreck in the front of the field. Mark Morton's going to squeeze by. Bad wreck in the back end. Morton gets it back where he should have had it last night. Crosses the line. And officially has just taken the first win of the season. Crazy Train picks up the win. Insane win on the white flag lap presented by Decals. We're going to go ahead and go back to that last lap. If we could find the green flag. All right, here it goes. White flag was out at this point in time. Once again, this was the white flag lap. '51 went on the inside, spun that 3 around. 38 spun the 51, came up just in front of Morton. Little bit of contact, but squeaks by as the rest of the field is just stacked up. And of course, that led him by a mile. With a victory all to himself. Insane racing. Starting 8th. Mark getting it done here. Most drivers now officially done with the night, getting ready for their interviews. Only top 3 get interviewed on stream. Of course, in 3rd place, we're going to have John Marino. I don't think we're going to have a copy from Marino. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from Marino, so we are going to move to our 2nd place finisher with that. Which is going to put us with Nathan McGee starting off. So we're going to go ahead and pull old Nathan in here and get our interview started out with him. Well, That was an insane race, I'd say. He started in 35th, finished in second. 90 laps of, some would probably say, pure chaos at certain points and times. Kind of take us through how you felt the race was, or, especially about the ending there.
Just stuck with the Tony Stewart method, hang out in the back a little bit, give myself some space, and work my way up through slowly but surely, and then got middle of the pack, and just kind of lucked up, seen it getting squirrely in front of me, so dipped down in the apron, and just got on through that last big wreck. So
Now, starting off at a really, I would say, convenient spot, of course, being in the back, you don't have to fall all the way to the back to get, that draft run. Do you feel like you kind of had that upper hand advantage by being in the back at that point in time to, kind of save your fuel for stage one, kind of see how the racing around you was going, and then be able to slowly but surely maneuver yourself around the field from there?
oh, I mean, absolutely. That was my plan all along, just because you know everybody's going to have first the first stage. Everybody's still going to have the jitters. It's going to be squirrely. I figured I'd stay back there, save a little fuel, let the stage play out, and then by the third stage start working up through. I mean, that was my plan the whole time, and it worked out nicely.
Now, of course, we have 15 more weeks to go, about 9 before we actually get to the playoff run here. Of course, one road course being the Circuit of America. Still have a decent amount of tracks to kind of navigate. Darlington, Eldora, Bristol, of course, on the schedule as well. And then, of course, Coda being probably one of the most difficult tracks in the regular season. How are you feeling about your opportunities to put yourself in victory lane before we get to the playoffs?
Well, it's definitely a good start to be up there in points to start out with, but there's a lot of tracks on the schedule that I feel like I'm fairly good at. There's a few on there that I'm not, not so sure about, but it's just going to take some extra practice and grinding the tracks out a little bit. And I think I got a pretty decent shot at least being in the chase.
Well, of course, they say if you ain't first, you're last, but I wouldn't say that in your situation here, finishing in second place, avoiding a monstrous wreck at the end. Kind of take us through everything that you practically witnessed unfold in front of you, and how fast you had to make a decision.
I mean, there was no decision made. It was just a sudden reaction. I did see it getting squirrely there coming into the last turn, and I don't know what car it was. I seen somebody get sideways, and I said, "There it is," and just dipped down, took my foot off the gas a little bit, and squeezed on around. I mean, I couldn't tell you how I got through, but luckily I did.
I mean, it was just an insane thing to watch. I thought it was practically over for the entirety of the back, including Morton, the winner tonight. We're watching the replay on the broadcast right now, and especially from your point of view, you really didn't even see that the wreck even started until the 3 car went off the field.
Yeah, it was a wild finish for sure. Definitely fortunate I got around it.
Now, of course, before we let you go enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, we always love to ask the drivers if they have any shout-outs they'd like to give to anybody.
I don't have any shout outs particularly other than my Magic City teammates. They all put on a heck of a race tonight.
Well, of course, we appreciate you joining us here for the first ever Truck Series race, and we definitely look forward to seeing what you're going to be able to do with the rest of the season. Of course, you didn't get the win, just shy. If Morton spun, it would have been yours. But of course, congratulations to your second place finish.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Now, since we don't have our third place, we're going to finish it off with our first place winner. That being the man himself, who I just talked to last night after getting a devastating loss by 3/1000ths of a second and practically had some type of voodoo at the end of the field there to make his way through, Mr. Morton. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I mean,
I'm doing pretty great right now.
That was, I'd say, an insane wreck avoidance there. It looked like you got some contact on that right front, but it didn't affect you enough to get you to spin out. You did pretty good in qualifying. You only started in 8th. You ran a majority of that race within the top 5 to top 10, and of course was just at the right place at the right time there at the end. So of course I want to start off and ask you what was going through your head when you saw that 3-car spin and come back up on track.
Well, before that, coming to the white flag, I did not think I was gonna. I was just gonna push the 28 or whoever was in front of me. I was just gonna push them because when whoever came up and blocked me, I went low. Jesse, big shout out to him for being a hell of a pusher. I wanted him behind me more than anybody, but when the 3 went down and he came back up, I knew that he was gonna come up, so that's when I dove low. Normally my luck doesn't turn out this way. Like normally when I see the car come up and I still try to shoot low, I still end up getting collected into it. But I mean, I guess in a way the seas kind of parted one direction. I mean, you know, at being a super speedways, anytime you wreck 9 times out of 10, it washes up to the track. Thankfully, I was down low because if I was up, I would not be talking to you today. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a heck of a. My goal was to redeem last night, and I already messaged Connor. I said if he didn't leave me out to dry last night, I would have gone back to back.
Now, of course, an insane week for you and your team. You guys are back to back right now. 1 win in the ARCA series, 1 win in the trucks now. Of course, you only being part-time with, I believe, 2 more races after last night, maybe 3 in total to be able to run with us. We have an insane schedule here in the trucks. Of course, the only road course on the schedule is COTA. But we're back-to-back super speedways. Oh, no, never mind, because it's old Atlanta. So we're going to hot Atlanta next week. But, of course, we still have Dover at hand, Eldora, Darlington, Bristol. A lot of these tracks, some tracks I've seen you have a pretty good run at in a different generation car. But trucks are a little bit easier to maneuver. So how are you feeling about, victory lane in the next 15 weeks?
Feels pretty confident as long as, Uncle Sam doesn't send me over to Iran. I should hopefully be talking to you, the last one, quite a bit, if not me, either David or Corey. MND, not DCR, is pretty strong. So I mean, it's starting off with a big win tonight. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it kind of puts everybody else on notice that these MND came to race, win, and kick ass. But the other tracks, me and David and Corey probably gonna do a lot of practice for COTA. I hate COTA, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Eldora, I suck at dirt, so expect David to be a big contender there. But I mean, Darlington, Bristol. I don't want to get too cocky, but I'm expecting to be a contender so long as my work schedule allows me to.
Well, I mean, pretty good race here for you tonight to kick off the season. Now, we saw you try to control that high line at times. Few times you were kind of left out to dry. Big gaps between you and the car behind. Not many cars on that high side as there was the low side. Of course, high side really able to work a lot better than that low as we saw last night. Here wasn't the case at all times, but it was still able to be managed on that top side. So how are you feeling about the runs, as trying to command that front pack on that top line as it was, compared to last night with the difference in ease?
Well, for starters, I have mental notes for everybody who left me out to dry tonight. Um, I believe it really doesn't matter what series you run. Anytime a restrictor plate, well, at Daytona specifically, any series, if you can have the right people behind you, it does not matter how many cars. Well, I take that back. It does kind of matter, but as long as you have four, at least a minimum of 4 cars, maybe 5 up top, that can push, that understands what the leader does at Daytona. Like, you pull away in the straightaways and you side draft in the corners. A lot of people tonight were not doing that, so that's kind of when the the bottom line would prevail. And with coming like 10 to go, realistically, the last 10 laps before that last caution, um, it kind of no shade towards Banky, but we were just falling backwards with him and then DJ behind him, and it's just it's kind of like a trick of the trade. I've given my secrets out to too many people, and it's starting to get around. So I feel like I get it. You don't want to just ride around the top line, but at the same time, you do save fuel. And when I see someone drop below, my first instinct is to side draft them because I know they're going to get a run, and I don't want them to pop up in front of me. Because with these trucks tonight, they were a little loose on the longer runs, so surprisingly, tires were a factor. But you just gotta find a trick to the trade and let it and just control what you can control and not make last second blocks that could ruin not just your race, everybody else's race.
Well, of course, before we let you go, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm going to ask you back-to-back nights if you got any shout-outs you'd like to give now that you're in victory lane. There might be more than last night.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, Jesse Singleton. Excuse me. First and foremost, you for taking time out of your evening for broadcasting. Like I said, always will and always do and will enjoy watching the broadcast back. David, Corey, and Omar for working with us tonight. Really everybody, Matt, Aaron, Jeffrey, Blake, the whole admin team here in Right Time for putting this together and opening up a truck series, as well as my beautiful wife for watching me and cheering me. She almost came in and slapped me because when that wreck happened and I was coming to the checkered all by myself, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and our 2-year-old is asleep. But yeah, I will say also Decal's paint shop. David is one hell of a painter, and I try not to annoy him with the paints, but week in and week out, he even if I don't ask for it, he surprises me with, or he asks me what I think about this paint scheme for me. So I'm not expecting a paint scheme every week. But if Mr. Callahan is listening and he wants to, I won't turn away a free paint scheme. How about a paint scheme?
Well, I don't blame you there. I wouldn't be turning down a paint scheme either, man.
Especially at his quality.
I've been trying to tell Chad all night, man. White Flag sponsor. He's that sponsor for a reason. You guys need to get up with David, because half of the paint schemes you probably saw on the track tonight came from that factory.
Oh no, 100%. And I mean, he's a heck of a painter. I try to get him to teach me, but I'm too dumb to watch. Like, and I don't think he has the patience to go step by step with me. As I sniffed a lot of Sharpies as a kid, so I only had like a half a brain cell.
Yeah, now you're eating crowns with the military, so let's see how that worked out for you. But of course, congratulations on your victory here tonight at the Daytona 500. Mr. Crazy Train was able to burn it down with Crazy Train playing in the background, so it worked out perfect for you. Oh, yes, I did.
Nice.
Yes, I did. So, I mean, win-win. Now looking forward to one more race. Are you in the trucks for Nares, or are you just the Cup Series?
Just the Cup Series for Nares.
Well, hopefully we get another interview on the same channel just in 2 days.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's going to be a stiff competition as long as my internet holds up, and the Toyotas and Fords work together, because I mean there's an ample amount of Chevys over there and a lot of good talent.
Well, we have 2 days before we figure out exactly what that lies, but for now I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your night. Mr. Crazy Train, Mark Morton, we hope you have a good one.
You too, brother. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. Of course, that being our winner of the race there, Mark Morton in the 99. Insane last lap run. He's led 19 laps of the race tonight. Was able to get the victory when it mattered. Insane wreck popped out for him to squeeze right on through and take that victory. We did not expect a finish like that. Of course, it is Daytona, and you have to be prepared for the unexpected. As of right now, our time has officially came to an end here tonight, but you can definitely check us out. Multiple different days, ASCRL on Mondays, Wright Time here Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then the Nares Truck and Cup Series dual streamed here on Twitch and YouTube at the same time on Fridays and Saturdays. Of course, your official results on screen right there on the left-hand side. Well, they were on screen. There they go. Mark Morton takes the win here tonight. Nathan McGee finishes in second. John Marino rounding out your top three. DJ Norris just outside in fourth. Shero in fifth. Banky in sixth with the stage 1 win awarded to him. Landers in seventh. Felix in eighth. Chad Bass in ninth. And Mandarood rounding out your top 10. Of course, we appreciate all of our sponsors being Decals for the White Flag, Veterans and Affiliated Network for the race sponsor, and of course, T. Elliot Heating and Refrigeration for sponsoring the entirety of the league for Season 1 of the Truck Series and Season 2 of the ARCA Series. As always, it has been a pleasure on behalf of Asphalt and Racing Network to call from green flag to checkered with even the problems we have had tonight. Hopefully it'll be better for the second race now that all the jitters are out for the first. We hope to see you next week at Hotlanta, same time, different place. Until then, we'll catch you.